And welcome back to Scott Stadium. It's our coverage of the AAA Division VI state championship game. Battlefield currently leads Hermitage by a score of 14-0. And here at halftime, we're joined by the executive director of the Virginia High School League. They, of course, are the organization that does such a wonderful job putting these events on. And, you know, that's where we'll start. Ken Tilley, their executive director, has been kind enough to join us. So welcome, Ken.
My pleasure, Jay.
Good to see you again. And I guess that's a great place to start. Just tell folks who may not be as familiar with the Virginia High School League, they know that football is where we're here today, basketball, but there are definitely some other things you all do as well.
We have 27 sports that serve 200,000 students. It's 14 sports for girls, 13 for boys, and we have 8 academic activities. So it's not just football, and as you mentioned, but this is the culminating event for our fall season. Then, of course, we have a full slate in the winter and the spring. We also do Leaders Conference, a student leaders conference. We have clinics and workshops for publications advisors, for speech coaches and so forth. And we just think it's a diverse and involves so many students and so many different programs.
Ken, you know, it's a wonderful organization. You do so many things for kids, but you're a nonprofit too. So how do you draw support or funding for the Virginia High School League?
Well, we don't receive any state funding, so we rely very heavily on our state events, the football and basketball in particular. That brings in about half of our income and operating budget each year. Then membership dues, registration fees, corporate sponsorship comprise the rest. We also started about 14 years ago a foundation, which is an endowment program, and folks can contribute to that. We've had individual contributions as well as corporate and foundation contributions, and that preserves the opportunities for boys and girls for generations to come.
All right, Ken, well, we thank you for your time and for what this organization is doing. Thanks for being with us here at halftime.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
All right, well, one of the things that the Virginia High School League is about developing leadership and character among young people. And there's some great events happening in the early part of next year as far as leadership is concerned. Let's find out some of the things that are happening with the Virginia High School League.
The Student Leadership Conference is a 2-day conference in April 8th and 9th at Larkspur Middle School, hosted by the Virginia High School League and a student leadership group at Larkspur. Students, whether they be athletes or student council officers or community service officers in particular schools throughout the Commonwealth, will come together for the 2 days to study leadership, to hear from motivational speakers, consider their impact and what they can do at their school to make it a better place. I think the students that participate or attend the conference are looking to improve themselves and then figure out a way how they can take that improvement and apply it to their schools. I think the goal for the school in sending students to the conference is to enhance their activities program, to include more kids perhaps, to give students an opportunity to have a role or job responsibility within the school in terms of student governance or leadership, whether it's through sportsmanship initiatives, whether it's through spirit and team building ideas for a school, things associated with homecoming, or how to be a better servant of your community. We really think that starts in the school and then branches out into the neighborhoods and into the larger community or area. So students attending the conference are prepared or better prepared to participate in that civic engagement and service mentality within their school and the larger community around them. The registration information is available at the VHSL website. I encourage folks to take advantage of the early bird rates. Get that information in prior to the deadline so that you can take advantage of the reduced conference rate. There are going to be a number of different activities this year. There's also going to be a hands-on community service project. Students will participate in a project and have a chance to give back to the community while at the conference. The networking piece and hearing from motivational speakers gives you a sense that, you know what, we can make a difference here at our school. And this is the first part and the first step in that process.
All right, back here at Scott Stadium, and it's 14-0 at halftime here, and we're continuing to talk about the great organization known as the Virginia High School League. And normally when you think of SAT, you think Scholastic Aptitude Test, but it has another acronym, Student Action Team. We've got a couple of great young people with us, and we'll start with Miss Lauren Tabor, who's been on some of the debate teams and things of the sort with the Virginia High School League. What's it been like for you, Lauren, to compete in that manner academically? When we think a lot about the high school league, we think athletics sometimes.
Well, the thing about being on the debate team is you just learn so much more about how to think rapidly. It really helps you with communication skills, not only with public speaking, which I believe is the #1 fear for Americans, but also just being able to communicate with parents, family, friends, teachers, and really being able to let other people understand you better when it comes to academics.
What's it like to be on the student action team?
The student action team is great. It's these kids from all across the state, one from each region, and it's a lot of different perspectives, very different attitudes about academics depending on their backgrounds, and it's a really good collaboration and opportunity to work with people all across the state.
Finally, Lauren, before we wrap up, what would you say to encourage students who are not doing what you're doing to get involved with either the debate team or the student action team?
I would definitely say that it's a great opportunity for leadership, which is a lot of kids need in their life, what a lot of kids are looking for. And being from the academic side of the VHSL SAT, it really helps give confidence in the classroom, not just to become faster at understanding concepts, but also to have more confidence to talk to other people about them, and test taking. Everything just comes so much more naturally when you're involved in these things extracurricularly as well as in the classroom.
How can you sign up to be a part of the student action team?
For me, it was my principal asked me to fulfill the application, and I believe that's how other kids did it as well, is by filling out the application and submitting it in hopes to be chosen for the SAT.
Lauren, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Andrew Stone is with us as well. And Andrew, a couple of things. You've been to some student leadership conferences, and what has that been like for you as part of these activities with the VHSL?
It's been a great experience. The one that we went to as a student action team over the summer in Indianapolis was just awesome. Meeting kids from all over the nation and even from Canada. Just a great idea, or great experience meeting kids and learning a lot new leadership skills I don't learn back at home, and it's just a great experience.
How can, just like we asked Lauren, how can young people get involved in a leadership conference if they want to do so?
I say, well, especially the one that's coming up soon for the statewide one, what you do is just go on the internet. You can go on the VHSL website or Larkspur website and sign up and just ask your student activities director or someone that's most involved, and they'll figure it all out for you.
We're fired up about what you and young people like you are doing. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
All right, we'll take a break. Back with John Castleberry and Sonny coming up in just a few moments here. Live from Scott Stadium, 14-0, Battlefield leads. And we'll be back in just a moment right after this.